my name's Liz Pichon and I write and draw the Tom Gates books. And this year is a very, very exciting special year because we're going to be celebrating 10 years since the very first Tom Gates book was published, which was in 2011. And that book was The Brilliant World of Tom Gates. This year we've got a new book coming out which is called Tom Gates' 10 Tremendous Tales. So as part of all that celebration, I'm going to read to you a little bit of all 18 books that I've written and drawn and doodled. And today, right now, I'm going to read Tom Gates' Extra Special Treats. Not. Treats feature a lot. So I don't know about you, but when I was coming back from school, I would always be constantly thinking about what snacks or what treats I was going to eat. It was a big deal. So here we go. I'm walking home from school with Derek, my best friend and next door neighbour, and we're chatting about all kinds of important stuff like what we're going to eat when we get home. Wafers? Toast? Who's going to get a star pupil badge this time? Then we spot someone in front of us who looks a bit like my grumpy older sister Delia. Is that Delia? Derek asks me, and I say, I'm not sure, it might be. Delia! Delia! I shout. She ignores me. She can't hear me, I say. Let's shout louder, Derek suggests. And I get a bit closer too, I say. So we do. Delia! My throat. There we are. Delia, there. From the look on Delia's face, I think she heard us that time. I was going to say hello, but I changed my mind quickly. Uh-oh. I'm not sure Delia was that pleased to see us. We run all the way home instead. Your sister wasn't very happy, was she? Derek says, as he goes into his house. Don't worry, I tell him. Delia's never happy. She always looks like that, which is true. Delia in the morning, Delia in the afternoon, and Delia in the evening. Then we both say bye and see you later, and I go inside. As soon as I close the door, I forget all about Delia and head straight to the kitchen because I've just remembered that Mum brought a giant packet of chocolate raisins the other day. The trouble is, Mum often hides the really good treats. This is because 1, treats get eaten straight away in our house. 2, Mum likes to keep some treats just for guests. Biscuits, it's annoying. 3, I'm not supposed to help myself. Luckily, I've become an expert at finding them. Let me see. That didn't take long. Result. It's gone into the teapot. I should show you that really. There we are. So he's having a look and he finds them in the teapot. The trick is to open the raisins carefully without ripping the packet so it doesn't look like anyone's touched them. Gently does it. I'm so busy delicately tipping the raisins into my hand that I don't hear Mum coming downstairs until she's outside the kitchen door. And then I panic. There is just enough time to shove the packet of raisins back inside the teapot, slam down the lid before Mum comes in. Hello, Tom, you're home early, Mum says. I'm trying not to look guilty. I tell Mum, Derek and I ran all the way home extra fast in a race. Phew, I feel really tired now. The bit about being tired I've added for a very good reason. I'm still holding the chocolate raisins in my hand and they're beginning to melt. I do a massive yawn and I put my hand up to my mouth and then I shove in as many of the raisins as I can without Mum noticing. Turns out there's a lot more than I thought. We've all done that. The plan would have worked, but Mum keeps asking me questions. She says, you know Granny Mavis and Grandad Bob are coming round tonight to keep an eye on things. I can't speak because my mouth is stuffed full of chocolate raisins, so I nod. My head instead. We're going out for dinner with someone Dad works with. We're going out for dinner with someone Dad works with. I smile and nod some more. I've got this new dress, especially for tonight. Oh, and Granny Mavis doesn't need to cook. There's food in the oven, which is a relief because you never know what Granny Mavis will make. I'm trying really hard to chew the raisins without Mum noticing. Slowly. Are you eating something, Tom? That didn't work then. When I try and say, nothing, a raisin nearly pops out of my mouth. Instead, I do the only thing I can think of to get me out of this very tricky situation. Here goes. I give Mum a great big hug. Oh, that's nice, Tom. What's that for? Mum says, hugging me back. All the time I'm chewing the raisins and trying to think of a good answer. Then suddenly Delia comes storming into the house and slams the front door behind her. Where's Tom? She shouts, a bit cross. What's wrong, Delia? Mum asks her. This is what's wrong. Delia holds up her broken mobile phone. And it's all your fault, she says, pointing at me. What have I done? I say, trying to finish off the last raisin. I keep close to Mum in case Delia goes even more bonkers. Mum says, how could Tom break your phone? He's been here with me. Good point, Mum. Delia is still looking fierce. I'll tell you how. Tom and that nerdy friend of his sneaked up right behind me and screamed my name so loudly the shock made me drop my phone, and now look at it. Who knew that would happen? I tell Delia that 1, Derek isn't nerdy, and 2, breaking her phone was an accident. Then I do an extra sad face to make the point a bit more. We only wanted to say hello, I tell Mum. Delia is scowling at me and she says, do me a favour, if you ever see me walking in front of you ever again, don't come anywhere near me or ever speak to me. Calm down, Delia, Mum says, which winds her up even more. I'm sure Tom didn't mean to break your phone. Did you, Tom? I shake my head. We could get it fixed, Mum adds. Delia slams her phone down on the table and says, good luck with that. Then she storms off in a huff. Looking at the cracked phone on the table, I tell Mum, it's definitely broken now.